Hey YouTube, it's me, Chris again. This is just going to be a real quick video. Nothing fantabulous. Um, I got my new X360 key in the mail, and even though I was hesitant to install it tonight, I did it anyways because I'm impatient. Um, as you can see, I did take out my disk drive entirely. So, back up. For those who don't know what the X360 key is, it's a disk drive emulator for the Xbox 360. So it basically pretends to be a disk drive for the 360. Um, and it's like a chip that you install completely solderless, which is nice. And it acts like one of these. And you can run games off the USB hard drive, which I'm doing right now. Excuse me. Again, this is for backup purposes only. Backup of games that you own legitimate copies of, yada yada yada. Respect copyright laws, the usual. Anyways, you can hook this up with your disk drive still connected, but the console I have is refurbished, and I don't know if you can see it here. Probably not, but the cable's here. There was a 12 volt, yeah, you can't really see it, but there was a 12 volt, what's known as a 12 volt fan mod done. To crank 12 volts to the fan as part of whatever repair was done to it. I'm assuming it was probably a red ring of death, as this is a Xenon motherboard, which is notorious for that. Anyways, it works great for the time being, but so I put the X360 key in. It's not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, the way I have it installed. But what I was saying about the 12 volt fan mod, these cables kind of were getting in my way, so I found it easier to just remove the whole disk drive. I can putz around with it at a later date, maybe, get the disk drive in there, so that way you can switch between using actual original discs and backup copies off your USB hard drive. So, this is just a quick video just showing it off, because I only have one game on here right now. It's my backup copy of COD WA, or Call of Duty at World at War. It's a modded ISO from my original. It's Cobra version 1, which I've shown before in modded lobby videos. But anyways, so it was a bit tricky getting everything to work correctly, because you have to putz around with the firmware and stuff. Luckily, I already had experience with that, flashing my drive previously, so it wasn't too bad. It took me longer than it should have, but I'll show you guys. So, now you can, with the X360 key, you can buy a, what's called a remote with it, which is like a little LCD and little controls on it for picking the games, but you don't need to do that. I went for the cheaper route. So it's actually an on-screen menu. They utilize some sort of bug in the dashboard to be able to display kind of a ghetto menu on the Xbox 360 screen. So that way you're able to select your games. And as you can see here, I'm actually in the process of backing up another game in Xbox Backup Creator, but I only have one game on here right now, so it's on the hard drive. As you can see, no disk drive. That's the X360 key. It's got some electrical tape on it. It's beautiful. They give you some cardboard to insulate with, and then you have to make do with electrical tape for the rest of it. Anyways, so I'm not connected to Xbox Live. That's fine, I never am. So, trick to this. See, my hard drive's hooked up through the back. Got a funky dongle with a cable coming out the back. That's connected directly to the X360 key, so that way it will read from that USB drive. So, open the tray. Now, there's no actual disk in there, so don't worry about that, because I don't have a disk drive. But the ISO menu does this, and then from here, whoops, I would hit home button, or the Xbox button, go over to Media, Picture Viewer, Current Disk, meanwhile, no disk drive, and then the name of my hard drive, sorry I have an old TV, the name of my hard drive is New, because that was the old label that was on there, and I just didn't feel like changing it, so I left it. Codwa, Cobra version 1. So, this is eject to load, so I can't eject with the eject button. I don't have my drive and whatnot. So, hit the home button, or the Xbox button on the controller, and my batteries are dying in my controller, so it keeps like disconnecting. Go home. You see that? It says mixed media disc still. So we're going to eject it. And it's going to automatically close, in quotes. And then it launches into the game that I selected. Call of Duty World at War Cobra version 1. So, pretty cool stuff. No disk drive. It's all off that hard drive right there. It's only a 120 gig, but hey, it's something. Could fit, you know, a few backups on there. So, yeah. Once I get some more games on there, I can do some more thorough videos, but I just wanted to do a quick one real quick. I don't know. Stuff.